Go monate fa re kopana. Bungaganani lietong la botshelo. Re rwadisana merwalo. Re bontshana makoa. Re rutana botla. No, 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 yes. Shapere ize chikamela mukarabo dynamite Nyalungu. I call myself the leadership that led the leader to the leading lead. Welcome back to yet another installment of my YouTube videos, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Today I'm doing a what's on your mind, so same as the last video you've seen. There's quite a lot, but I jotted down 4 and I really want to get into it. All right, at what point do we start taking ourselves seriously, and do we start taking accountability for the roles that we play in situations that we claim other people have hurt us in? At what point do we start being honest enough with ourselves and acknowledge that, you know what, in as much as this person did 1, 2, 3, here I failed myself. And I say that because we find ourselves in situations where we are so adamant that it's the other party that is wrong, but we fail to acknowledge, okay, fine, the other party was wrong up to here, but you staying around after finding out he cheated, that's you failing yourself, right? The other party was wrong up to here, but you catching feelings when you were told initially that this is casually. When you were told initially that no, don't expect anything, I have a girlfriend. You continuing post that, that's you failing yourself, regardless of whether he found another main while you were in the picture. And no. You need to acknowledge the role that you played in the hurt that you carry today. In as much as other people were a part of it, there were moments where you knew better and you didn't do better to save your skin. The whole experience can't be someone else's fault. You also had an opportunity to say, do I continue with this? Do I withdraw from this? When you chose to continue and bitter comes from that, it can't be solely the responsibility of another person. In as much as I'm seeing a trend on TikTok, yeah, sneaky link. In as much as that is not an ideal situation for all of us, the minute you agreed to it, Standwa Sam, you can't say when you are seeing buildings there, the owner of the building is wrong. No, you actively participated in it. Right? Whether you were led by emotions, whether you were led by passion, oxalayo, there was a moment where you had an opportunity to end it all. To say, you know what, no, my threshold ends here, danko, soponan, You had so many encounters where you could have easily changed the direction of the thing. You chose to stick around. So take accountability. Like, guys, you can't love yourself and claim when you are a self-love queen if you can't hold yourself accountable. Part of being a self-love queen is understanding that you are imperfect. There will be moments where you knew better, but didn't do better for yourself. And in those moments, those are shortcomings you need to acknowledge. That in as much as yazini, ngamba ngizazi ukuthi mina, this is my worth in lesa sneaky link nami ngithe. And makakaqeda ukungitshela ukuthi dinwele tsela ne ke di bona mola ke tsaka ke ntse ke le so ele dinwele tsa with him or choose ukuba blind. Like acknowledge that no, there I failed myself, and it's okay and it's fine. I'll do better in the next relationship, I'll do better in the next friendship, I'll do better in the next whatever ship that you are in, right? But my point is, you have to take accountability. Even if you grew up with a mother that was abusive, there must be a point where you say, I should end it. I should end justifying my abusive nature and tying it to my mother who was abusive or my father who was absent. I should end that cycle. Hey, there must be a point where you take accountability. It can't be that when not today you've got temper issues because you saw your dad clapping your mother. No. That can't be the narrative of your life. As old as you are, you've got the power to say, no, I'm ending this. Ending this means going to therapy. Ending this means dealing with whatever demons I have. The reason for you to be emotionally absent can't be because your father ran away your whole life when you reason like that. No, it can't be. At some point, you need to take responsibility. At some point, you need to say, you know what? In as much as I grew up in a household like this, I'm in a position where I can change that. You can't be blaming your father after 34 years. Oh, wait, no. After 24 years, when are you still using? Come on. Are you being serious? So even when you get into a university space, I mean, it's like getting there. And when you're saying, no, I'm failing this course because I went to Masoba Sobani High School and they went to St. Mary's. Njani, babes. Njani, when the first lecture, you were in the same classroom. They taught you the same concepts. It can't be valid that when your Masoba Sobani High School is a reason to justify why you are failing at varsity today. Hello. Tango. Anyway, so yes, I feel we need to hold each other accountable. We need to also hold our friends accountable. Make our friends realize. No, I love you, ne? But I need to make you see that, yeah, this guy failed you when it came to 1, 2, 3. But amid that failure, you allowed him to. I need you to understand that no one is gonna boxer you into a situationship. When you were lonely, and you being lonely, you wanted things. They gave you things in halves, but because you haven't been getting them for a long time, you cling on to that thing. As a result, you failed yourself. It can't be that when you were thrown in that thing, come on. Let's hold each other accountable. Let's tell each other honest truths. And let's be clear with each other so that we grow. Even if uzongizonda esimngana ungizondela ngithola uri ngikuhlakinze kubuthi my friend mo my friend yabona kuyawubutsa my friend wabo. Even if I won't say I told you so, I mean, part of a friendship code is that we don't say that I told you so, but we make each other aware. Hura mngani mongena ubuthi mahlo mongena ule fully aware. You can't just, So let's hold each other accountable. Let's hold our loved ones accountable. It can't be that we use certain reasons forever in our lives when we've got the capability or the ability to change the narrative. It can't be. Another thing, I find myself to be continuously underwhelmed by people I used to hold in the highest regard. I don't know. Okay, now I know. Ne? I didn't know Uguti. Maybe I placed them on a pedestal or what. But now, recently, it went or boiled down to me having a conversation with myself. We're not you nyatsa the quality person that you are. You have a tendency of nyatsing the kind of quality that you bring as a person in any relationship, colleague, friendship, any ship. You are just quality, man. So much so that you expect that in everyone, especially the people you look up to. There are people whom we admire them for their work, we admire them for the things they do, and all of that. And because of that, and because of how hard we know we work towards getting our own stuff for our own lives, we place them in a pedestal above us. Only to realize, no matter when you're a flawed human being, even if I like you, arrogant, unnecessary. And it shocks me every time. Like it underwhelms me because I'm out here got perspective. That thing of saying don't meet your heroes. I'm out here got perspective thinking he's like this and this and because you constantly consume content from those people, you kind of like you feel like you know them. You feel like you can predict what they will do in a particular situation, or you feel like you know what to expect if they were found in a particular I'm constantly underwhelmed. And I'm like, why is my underwhelming? Why do I want to attribute it to me placing them on a pedestal? Change the script. Maybe you are so much of a quality person, girl. I don't know anyone who's as emotionally woke as you. I don't know anyone who's able to articulate themselves at 23 to point out things and say things and hit a nerve with things. Because I'm not here to massage people's ears. I've been saying this. I'm not here to, massage people's cochlears. No, I'm here to put it like it is, according to my truth, because I don't speak about things I haven't experienced. And I'm saying this because there are people who will have a problem with my presence. There are people who will have a problem with my confidence. There are people who are still stuck in the things I'm reprimanding because I've been there. And because of that, they don't see what I'm saying. Like, Gibo, I need to calm down. I need to be reduced. I need to, but rest and fair to rest. They feel I need that because they are still doing the things I am calling to order. Like, khona ezinye izinto mfethu, if I'm calling a sneaky link to order and you are within a sneaky link, you will have a problem with me. If I am calling married men to order and you are with a married man, of course you'll have a problem with me. So it's okay. I'm not here to be for everyone. It's okay, right? But anyway, I digressed. Yes, I find myself saying, no, maybe you are that much of a quality person, because it's not a lot of people who will bring to the front the type of conversations you bring, in the manner that you bring them, and the accountability that you take in those. It's not a lot of people, at least not a lot of 23-year-olds. So of course, you will have heightened admiration for certain figures who maybe don't deserve it sometimes. Maybe the problem is you, Sizwe. That no, when you are so far beyond your years that you think people who are at least older than you are also far beyond that. And sometimes it's not like that. Sometimes you realize, no, this age thing, it's not it. Positions thing, it's not it. It's really about how an individual invests in themselves and how they carry themselves, and take it for what it is. Don't try and paint them blue when they say, guys, I'm yellow. And at that time you feel like you're downplaying yourself for being yellow. Una le potential ya go ba blue. If they're not blue, they are not blue. So I find myself now like in those moments where I'm constantly underwhelmed, but I'm learning to just take people for who they are, because it's not everyone who's gonna be as vocal as I am. It's not everyone who's gonna tackle issues in a manner that I would. Not to say my manner is a God's favorite child's manner, but I'm saying I shouldn't expect a mini me in people I look up to. I should take them for who they are, especially when they write themselves. People expose themselves. You just need to like pay attention. So when those moments happen, take it for. You see that's the purest form they can ever give to you of their imperfections. Let them write it down. Just observe. So it's been that. So the problem is you nyats are the quality person that you are. That's the problem, sis. I indulged in Matthew Hussey's content, and he had brought, I forgot this guy's name, but he spoke about something very interesting. Interesting because I got to break it down. Subconscious baiting. So this conversation I was listening to came at the back of another podcast I was listening to. And this lady speaks about how she wants to rebrand, right? And I'm like, I remember one of the early posts I made on Instagram was, if you are a lady, you need to be very intentional about the kind of woman you are in a social media space. And I say that because if you're going to serve nudity, be very consistent in the nudity that you're serving. The minute you want to serve serious content and you baited me with nudity, you are doing a disservice. You are under delivering, because the things that got me to your timeline, it's nudity, it's the booties, the curve. So don't be surprised when you want to engage on serious things and people ask you, hey dude, what's the size of your lingerie? Hey, please twerk, stand up, And that is because for so long, you've accepted followership from the things you were using as bait to gain traction on your timeline. I'm not sure if I'm making sense. So if you use nudity to get your followers, don't be surprised when the day you want to engage on serious things, there's still a followership that still wants you to stand up and twerk. It's just how it is, right? And I say that because we find ourselves in situations where we grow, and because of growing, we fail to, or we forget rather, to reintroduce ourselves to the same crowds we've been serving, the same crowds we've been influencing, and all of that. And I say that from my personal experience, nothing to do with nudity, but I find myself in certain, I wouldn't say relationships, but connections where people still think they are who they left behind. There are people whom we've met at certain phases of our lives, shared whatever we shared, we, for whatever reasons, parted ways. We meet again. They still have a me that was for them, and they present me with things for me that was for them. Honey, break up, ne? Even if we break up today, there's something that your separation from me does to me, right? There's a new normal I need to create after your separation. I may have liked sushi when we were together, right? Even if I cried for you and said, yo, please stay, and all of that, and you chose to leave, I was liking sushi at the time. 3 months later, or however long later, I may like calamari. You are coming back for who? The girl who liked sushi. Agaseko. Agasa exist. You need to understand also gore go wa mjolong, like before uniga umuntu ama love back, understand ukuthi umnika ama love back for ubani. Who is he coming back for? Are you still the girl that needs whatever he brought to you then? Because even if someone thinks they fumbled you, they think they fumbled the version of you they left, not the one that grew out of the pain that they brought to you. They are coming back for that girl who liked sushi, not knowing what no. You get exposed and realize you like calamari now. The girl who likes sushi agaseko. And when you're here for love back, ufuna bani. You know, because the things I may have tolerated when you were there, the things I may have overlooked when you were there, the things that, remember, you are coming back for that girl that overlooked how you were not available, that made reasons for you, that did whatever they did. You feel you fumbled that girl. But agaseko, that girl realized, no, I don't need to be sticking around things to prove my worth, or I don't need to go through hardships and extremes to show I'm deserving of true love. That girl agaseko. So who are you coming back for? Who do you think you fumbled? Because even the girl that you think you fumbled is non-existent at this point. So before uamogela love back, Tiputsore is the person coming asking for love back. Is he a fit for who you are currently? Because yes, it's very easy to say, no, he's back. Oh my God, I prayed. But he's still presenting you with things of someone you've outgrown. He's still coming with the nonsense that you had a threshold for at the time. Now you are intolerant to such. There's no progress in that. Like, even if you come back, who are you coming back for, mepra? So understand those things, right? And when we talk about rebranding, the mistake that we make is that we forget to reintroduce ourselves. Because if you used your body, your figure, your bum, your thighs to attract a particular group towards something that you do, you need to be consistent in it. There's nothing, you need to understand and give up your rights of having to have freedom of expression in other ways where it won't interlink, or this part that you introduced to us won't interfere with it. Unfortunately, that's how it is. For as long as you are using a particular thing to lure people in, let it be something you are willing to sustain throughout your timeline. And I say this because even like when you flip the scripts, there are people whom we highly respect. We think twice before we hold conversations with them. We think twice before we DM them because of the caliber of the timeline that they have, right? But these are people whom, even though we know you are a leader, Sichabeng, we don't expect you to go to the beach with a blazer. We don't expect you to go to a beach with a onesie. They will still wear their swimsuit. But there's a different way we look at them versus how we look at someone who's swimsuit all the way. You know, like, I know you in suits. You can wear swimsuits. You can wear swimsuits. But even with that, I am so shocked as a viewer that I don't even have the krach to comment to was sexy, because your entire timeline, it's work related. Your entire timeline has intention behind it. So even when you get into spaces where we might mistaken you for girls who are doing that on a regular, we still have that respect to, remember who you're talking to, right? But if your consistent content is swimsuits one way, honey, I'm gonna comment here and say, wena awungnagi. And that's because I've been liking your swimsuits. You are entertaining other commenters, but not me. Heketora awungnagi. You don't even have a clapback for me because your entire timeline depicts what? Nudity, swimsuit. So, like, be very intentional. If you can sustain swimsuit content, sustain it by all means. But all I'm saying is, for you to wake up one day and realize, no, this swimsuit content is not working for me, the best thing you can do is start another account where you get to set the rules and reintroduce yourself, because sometimes we do the work personally on our mirrors. You become a changed woman, you do that, but you come back to the same people you've introduced swimsuits to. They'll never take you serious. They'll never look at you differently. So the best bet is to start over and say, okay, fine. I may have fumbled, or I may have regretted in hindsight having introduced myself to people in this way. For me, or for them to take me seriously now, let me start a new account. Don't focus on changing their minds, because for as long as they have that picture, they will look at you like that. You've given them options. They can even compare and contrast. They have a favorite picture of you in a swimsuit because there's that much variety. You understand? But if it's a once in a while thing, I'm shocked to say, hey, me bra. I can't even say, hey, I subscribed or I followed you for your book. See, hey, and that's because I know deep down you are at the beach. I can't expect you to wear onesie at a beach. That's what people wear at a beach, right? But when you wear it, you wear beach clothing at a mall, at school, at Bramu. And the day you want to talk advertising, the day you want to talk politics, the day you want to talk serious issues, you wonder why people are still stuck on their outfits and the nudity and the bum and the caves, right? So what I'm saying is, what you put out to be luring people to follow you should be something that you are willing to sustain. Unconscious baiting. So this guy on Matthew Huss's podcast was speaking about how what we put out attracts odd characters whom you're like, but kanjani? Because me, this is the kind of content I put out, whether on social media or on on social media actually, or like as a person physically, whether via my friends. This is the kind of content I put out. These are the places I go to. But I'm still attracting very odd characters. What is it that they're seeing that I am not seeing? What is it that makes them think it's okay to go for me, given that our worlds are very different, that I may not be aware that I'm exuding, right? So, like, analyze, or no, Mara, I once in a while post this, and because of this, they feel accommodated. That's the only time they feel accommodated by my content, So they're riding on that once in a while wave where I'm at the beach and I'm not in a meeting and I'm on holiday, and nothing wrong with that. They're riding on that once in a while, boy. So what do? You know how to call those people to order. You know how to blue tick them. They don't validate you. They don't invalidate you. They are not. So be careful of your conscious baiting and your subconscious baiting. And I say that from an experience also where not so long ago, a tweet of mine gained traction that I was not expecting. It was clearly not a bait, but it did the things, And another younger girl said to me, how about you plug your books here? But I'm realizing, no. It's gaining traction because people are thirsty. And there are certain things when you are built in a particular way, even if it's a sweatpant, my bra, if you are built in a particular way, it's going to show certain things, right? There's nothing, it's beyond your control. Like even if you go a pencil skirt song, dude, whether it's a pencil skirt, it's a what, even if the thing is not even tight, but because of how their bodies are built, it's gonna look different from the rest of the other people, right? So the person was asking, why are you not plugging your books, your YouTube channel, or what? And I'm like, I'm not writing for thirsty men, right? And I'm not worried about them liking my pictures and following me, because I trust the content that I post to repel them. Like, yeah, you were here because of that one picture. Let's see if you will be vulnerable when I talk about being vulnerable. Let's see you will be productive when I talk about productivity. Let's see if you will, self-love. You will love yourself when I talk about self-love. Let's see if you can engage the rest of they can't. They are bored there. Bored there. But I can't ride on such a wave to post things I'm very intentional about. I don't ride for people who are thirsty. So it makes no use for me to use that bait and say, yo, some other distraction, let me post my books, my channel, my what. People who listen to my channel don't care what I'm wearing. People who care about what I'm wearing from that picture don't care about my channel. So Know the platforms in which you avail yourself for, you make yourself visible in, you choose to be a part of. Like, even that self-awareness. So baiting. Conscious baiting versus subconscious baiting. If you feel I've contradicted myself, it's no problem. The main aim is for you to understand those two concepts, realize how they are playing out in your life, and whether you can control the narrative. Mina, that's the best thing I want about life. Controlling the narrative, because even if I can choose that I'm gonna be a twerker for my whole life, I want to be in a position where I call the rules of how I twerk, when I twerk, who I twerk for, So even if it's not a morally correct career, for as long as you can stand up for it and it makes you, by any means, go for it. As Namona, go for it. So be able to control the narrative. Even if you post content that is intentional, the day azokusukela umuntu azokutshela ukuthi hey was he sexy, was he in, it's not gonna interfere with you, because that's not a habit. You didn't pour into them thinking of you in those ways and fantasizing about you. You posted a picture at a beach, and people at a beach wear beach swimwear, right? So it's not your fault that Bona, they thought what they thought. You didn't feed into it. But if you are creating content that feeds into it, expect it. You must even, in fact, embrace it. Because when you were gaining followers because of that type of content, you saw nothing wrong with it. So stand up for it, Madlamini. Stand up for it. Because these are the people whom you've entertained. They still need your entertainment. That's why they're here. They followed because of the palm. It was not because when you post certain things occasionally, when you want our support because you're working with Sanlam or whatever brand that needs serious engagement. So you choose how other people perceive you, right? And if you have a reputation, a consistent reputation, it's very easy to call people to order when they're getting out of line, or mice them when they're getting out of line. But when your entire thing, it's about a particular thing, my God, the best bet, delete that account and start over. And if you've got you don't have self-esteem issues, starting over won't be a problem, because you're trying to build a network of people who are going to take you seriously beyond your body, beyond your features. Shapfere is Zinja. So I posted a picture of a tweet of mine that speaks about how some things time sensitive. And I'm paraphrasing now. Figure out what's time sensitive and act accordingly. Because there are some opportunities that are so infrequent that they demand your undeferrable work ethic, your undeferrable consistency, your undeferrable whatever, right? So focus on that. And I'm paraphrasing, but yeah, the last line was something like, know what to prioritize and whatever, right? But my main aim of that tweet was, there are certain things that are gonna come at a particular time. And if you're not gonna act at that time, you're gonna miss out. It's now or never, literally. Because there are certain opportunities that find you in a particular space, and they either make or break you. And you need to be getting aware or alert enough to figure out what are you taking, figure out what are you raising your hand up for, figure out what's important at a particular time, because they are so infrequent. It doesn't happen every day where a certain club will want you if you're a footballer. It doesn't happen every day where a certain law firm would want to offer you employment as a lawyer. It doesn't happen every day, right? So know exactly what it is that is time sensitive and that is not time sensitive. There are certain things that really actually need the time for you to just observe them as they unfold. They are not going to cost as much as the opportunities that require you to be time sensitive and think on your feet and make a decision now about them. So rather, take and act accordingly on the things that are time sensitive, that require you to think now and make decisions now and be sure about them now and commit to them now. Not just commit, be consistent, feed into them, have the right work ethic for them now, right? Then to have other things that need their time to unfold. Both of them are expensive. but the other one is least expensive. Like you can bear the cost of having things unfold because of time and see and have a clearer thing and a clearer view, a clearer, whatever that informs your decision when the time comes. But Konezing, you must be alert on your feet, ready to take them and understand that if it's now or never. They need a particular agency from you. And if you don't have it, you are missing out on the entire thing. So it can be that you are going to prioritize things that need the time to unfold. Yes, they're both expensive, but the other one is less expensive. So figure out what is time sensitive and act accordingly. Because of your age, because of your the rate in which you are moving, because of your exposure and experience, certain things may not come to you if you choose to postpone them now. They require what? An unpostponable work ethic, an undeferrable commitment, an undeferrable consistency. Figure out what is time sensitive, and after you do that, act accordingly. Kamala Mukarrabo Dynamite, Nyalungu Shapfere, Hizinja.